She's not only here for the boobs, she's here because people actually like to hear what she has to say. I actually had bought in early on, I might be a millionaire, but I don't have access to it anymore. People have to want it for it to be worth something. Everyone wants to get in at the front because when you get in at the lowest value, you can make money. $100 sounds like a lot to a kid, but nowadays $100 is going to the gas station.
Hell no, not in Bitcoin or meme coin or coin.
All you're telling me is that you're the best at like scamming people.
Yeah.
That's not something I'm like proud of you for. The only way anybody makes money is for other people to lose money.
Exactly.
And if you're not the first one in, you are the one that's losing money. Welcome back to the He's Wrong, She's Right podcast. I am Andrew. This is my sexy, beautiful wife, Nona, who is also a host of this show. And she's not only here for the boobs, she's here because people actually like to hear what she has to say. And we've even had guests on the show tell us that they actually like how she gives me shit and doesn't let me get away with anything. So it's not just the boobs, guys.
It's to keep them in check.
Yeah. So our 4,000 subscriber giveaway either is going on or just ended at the time when you're watching this episode. We don't know because I don't know when this episode's going to come out.
As you can tell, he's very organized, hence why I'm here to keep him in check and keep him on track.
We had episodes, but hold on, before I talk about that, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, all those things. Click the links to find our social media accounts, follow us, whatever as well. Thank you very much. We definitely appreciate you. And if the giveaway is still going on, then you'll find the rules for that on our community tab as well as on our website. The link from the community tab takes you to our website.
Doesn't it end like the 22nd or something?
15th.
15th.
Yeah, 6 days from now.
That's when
6 days from when we're
that's
recording.
when our live show is. I thought you had posted the 22nd.
No, that's when it's
verify.
Okay. That's when they're going to be notified.
Oh, sorry. Then my bad.
Yeah. So, the reason that we don't know is because we have 2 guest episodes. We have one with John Havard from
Yes, he's correct.
Cowboy Jack Show on everywhere. He rattled off a bunch of streaming platforms I've never heard of. But in my defense, they're for children.
Right.
So YouTube and wherever else you can find it. If you guys have watched that, comment and let us know. And then the other one is with John Malecki from the John Malecki and John Malecki the Builder. I think it's just John Malecki's YouTube channel or something like that. And then also Unscrewed, which is his chaos channel, which I just saw there's a new episode for going to Sam's Club and buying all their tools and testing them out. So
Okay.
I'll have to check that out at some point. So yeah, we have those 2 guest episodes that were in the queue to be edited and pushed out this week, but then the Mike Glover thing happened again. So that's tomorrow at time of recording. At time of you listening to this, I don't know when that was for you. It might have been yesterday. It might have been 3 days ago. It might have been a week ago. Who knows? But today we're here to talk about Kanye having a giant meltdown, Tuah back in the news, and Dave Portnoy dropping a cryptocurrency called Jail Stool.
What?
Yep.
Jail Stool.
Yep. So
that's unfortunate.
Let me reel us in here real quick and educate the audience and you and myself a little
about
bit. Okay?
Bitcoin, meme coin.
So Bitcoin kind of exists in its own little world, right? But then there's other real, like similar to Bitcoin.
You're not a Bitcoin bro secretly, are you?
I actually had bought in early on. I might be a millionaire, but I don't have access to it anymore. So I bought it in like 2012. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Somebody gave some to me.
What?
Yeah, we might secretly be like multimillionaires.
What?
Yep.
How do you not have access to your own account?
Because that happened, and the computer that I had at that time, I had an issue with, and I ended up selling the computer and didn't
figure out a way to get in there.
You can't. It's impossible.
What?
That money's just lost to the ether forever.
What?
Yep. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I mean, you're talking we could potentially have upwards of hundreds of millions of dollars, but
what?
Yeah. It was at the time when Bitcoin was worth less than pennies.
Right.
So it didn't matter.
And now it's definitely worth more than pennies.
Yeah. Hey, you, get out of there. Sorry, we've got a dog trying to investigate how the cameras are.
She heard that we hit record and she had to come join us.
Yep.
Right on cue.
So let's walk back to the Tuah hawk coin thing that happened just back in December. Mm-hmm. Okay. So those are what are called meme coins, right?
Okay.
And generally, and this isn't all the time, and I'm sure some crypto bro, get out of there. Some crypto bro is going to correct us in the comments, but most of them ride on what's called the Ethereum blockchain, right?
Okay.
So Ethereum exists as its own coin, and then other people can use the Ethereum blockchain to do their checks and balances. I'm not using the correct terminology intentionally. This is an educational episode, okay?
Okay.
So there's a ledger, right? And say I make a transaction, I send you money.
Okay.
During that transaction, there are other people that verify that transaction happened.
Okay.
All of this information is added to the public ledger that everybody can look at.
Okay.
That's what mining is.
Okay.
So when you hear of Bitcoin mining, crypto mining, that's what they're actually doing. They're verifying the information of a transaction with their computer's horsepower.
Okay.
Okay. So when you create a meme coin, what you're doing is you're piggybacking on existing infrastructure.
Okay.
It would be like, this is a stupid analogy, but it works. It would be like BEMC riding on Duke.
Okay.
So Duke is producing the energy, but BEMC was selling it to us.
Okay.
Okay. They're their own separate company who's buying it. And then it's the same infrastructure. The lines were already there. They're just the one that facilitates maintaining them.
Okay.
So you get these people putting out meme coins, and they have limited availability. They have all these different various rules, ways to ensure that they're actually valuable.
Okay.
Realistically, you and I could go create one right now, but that doesn't give it any value, right?
Okay.
People have to want it for it to be worth something.
Right.
So she created that whole thing. People sold off. They weren't supposed to. They lied to the blah, blah, blah. This is back in the news because apparently there was a deleted podcast episode that wasn't supposed to come out where they were interviewing her that did end up getting leaked. So it was supposedly deleted by the editors or whatever. The guy who was doing the investigation, his name's Coffeezilla. He's got a huge social media following, YouTube following. He's got tens of millions of subscribers. And I just saw it as I was working on the John Havard episode before we started recording the Mike Glover episode this morning.
Okay.
Or this afternoon. So I haven't watched all the way through, but I vaguely know some of what's going on. So apparently it was supposed to air shortly after Coffeezilla put out. And actually, I was watching him one day when you and I were talking about it back in December. It's right around when it happened. And I did listen into part of the whatever it's called, the voice call thing that everybody can do where he was asking them who was profiting and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, she's for sure going to prison. I mean,
Did you see that somebody made a fake Interpol post that she was the #1 most wanted on Interpol, and it's been reshared multiple times because everybody thought that it was real. But if you look at the ratios, it's like her full picture almost like to like right above her belly button, whereas everybody else's picture on the Interpol site is like, you know, close up, like a driver's license, like really close up. So if you look at the ratios, like it's clearly fake. And
just go to Interpol's page.
And then the other thing is they actually spelled her name incorrectly. They did the I where normal people would spell it,
Haliey.
But her mom was a crackhead and just like made up her name.
Is it like Haliey? Is that right?
No, there is an I in it. It's just in a really weird place.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So normally it would be Haile.
Right. So it was spelled correctly on the fake Interpol.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, so it's totally fake, but it's been reshared multiple times.
Yeah. So that kind of brings us up to speed on the general whatever. You know, obviously I'm not 100% correct, but I'm just, for those that know what I'm talking about, you know the verbiage and everything and the inner workings. For those that don't, that's a very rough overview that kind of gives you an introduction. So all of that happens. These meme coins, meme tokens, whatever, keep popping up because they're relatively easy to do.
Okay.
And they're generally considered pump and dump schemes, more like any other, what do you call that? Like a Ponzi scheme, basically. Mm-hmm. So the people that are holding before the launch don't have any actual value, right? Some might have invested money into it, but most of them are just like the people that created it. So they have a holding that has value based on what you can sell, kind of like an IPO for a company.
Okay.
For like an IPO for a company, you say the value of my company is this, and I have, we'll say 100 shares, right? I want to sell 100 shares at $5 per share minimum. And that's the trading value that starts off the entire IPO process. Once the majority has been sold, now you're a publicly traded company, blah, blah, blah. Again, very, very rough overview, not perfect, giving you kind of highlights. Those pump and dump schemes work in the same way. So if you and I have a controlling interest in 100 coins, and there will only ever be 100 coins, we're not going to create new ones.
Okay.
Then when other people come to buy in, we have to sell or have a pool of additional coins that people can buy based on the value that we set. Then,
so my only question is, why would somebody be so dumb to do this?
Because everyone wants to get in at the front, because when you get in at the lowest value, you can make money. So,
but it's all a scheme.
But it doesn't have to be. It is because it is, but it does not have to be.
It is because it is, period. The end.
But it's the same thing with the stock market. The stock market operates the same way. You can come in the IPO, like Black Rifle is way under what their IPO was. Mm-hmm. So if you come in at the IPO and you buy thinking that's the lowest value the stock will ever be, and then the stock tanks, you lost money. You're the one holding the bag, right?
Right.
So coins and stuff all work the same way.
Okay.
There have to be people that want to buy it for the value to go up.
Right.
But when everyone that already has it before the IPO sells it, then the value tanks, and the people that lose the money are the ones that bought in, not the ones that had the initial holding.
Right.
So the people that have the initial holding are trying to make money off of all the people that want to buy in, because they have FOMO. Fear of missing out, because they missed out on Bitcoin. They missed out on Ethereum. They don't want to miss out again. Yeah,
don't be stupid.
That's how it all works.
Don't lose all your money.
Yep. So she got rich. The people who created it got rich. All the other infrastructure and stuff, they all got rich. But the people who bought it lost their money.
Right.
Tens of millions of dollars, I think it was. Almost maybe $100 million they lost.
Yeah.
So that brings us, perfect segue, into talking about Kanye.
Yeah. And what he posted.
If you guys haven't seen the meltdown he had over, at the time of recording, the last 2 or 3 days, wow.
Right after the Grammys.
Wow. Yeah. And Rant, like, it was like posting. I'm going to spend 18 hours posting every minute, and then kind of tapered back. Actually, when I went to look at
you said it was like 48 hours straight.
Yeah. When I went to look at his content, but you can schedule posts too. So,
Okay.
When I went to look back at his content to look for the posts that I wanted to show you yesterday, I noticed that almost all of them were being like, you know how like Facebook has the label where you have to click to like view like graphic, like if there's
it's being censored.
Yeah, so like somebody has like a car accident and there's people bleeding or whatever, and it's marked as sensitive, and you have to click the thing to approve.
That's what a lot of the pictures from his wife's outfit.
Yep.
Were.
Yeah. So he was resharing that, talking about it again over the last day or so. And I didn't know what it was being censored. So I clicked it to see it. And it's just more pictures of his wife at the Grammys.
Oh, okay.
But all of the other stuff, all of his posts, especially ones that have images on it, have been marked as like graphic or sensitive or unfit or don't follow the rules or blah, blah, blah. And so you have to click the show or whatever button to view more. Than I know that I'm not going to be offended, so I have to click a second button or whatever.
Okay.
And it's like basically his entire account now is just obscured, which means that it's only people that are going to see his content are people that are going to his page looking for it now.
Right.
He's not going to show up and search. He'll show up and search, but organically, like the For You page that you see a lot of stuff on different platforms, it's not going to show up there anymore because it can't.
Right.
So he effectively
censored his own self.
Buried himself, yeah. Anyways, he had the only intelligent take I've seen him have in a long time, that he was offered the opportunity to do that to his followers and fans. They offered him an opportunity to be paid, I believe, $500,000 up front and then another $1.5 million within 48 hours or something like that.
And that he was given directions as to what to do of like,
Make a post,
my
sales
account
hacked.
was hacked. It wasn't me,
Yep.
blah, blah, blah.
So they wanted to, it was like Yeezy coin or something like that is what they were going to call it. Or Yee coin. I don't know.
Something.
And so they wanted to do a pump and dump, and they offered him the opportunity to do it, and he turned them down, blocked them, or at least he says he turned them down and blocked them. Whether it's all still, dog and pony show, who knows? But to his point, he said, I'm not here to take advantage of my fans and followers and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not going to extort you for money like that. I'm already rich. I don't need to do that to make money off of you.
Right.
Which is like the humble brag of saying, I'm richer than you and I don't need to be a little bit more richer. Like when you're talking millions and he's a millionaire, right? That's like saying $100 to somebody who has 10,000, right? Like it's sure $100 sounds like a lot to a kid, but nowadays $100 is going to the gas station.
Right.
So his only sane take is that he doesn't want to take advantage of people with a crypto scheme. But what I kind of wonder is if it's not that he doesn't want to take advantage of people, but that he's just barely sane enough to understand that all the people that are doing that are probably on a ticking clock. Like, how soon are you going to jail?
Right.
That's my feeling. Who knows if I'm right? We'll find out over time.
It could be a little bit of both.
Yeah. But for him to be like, I'm never going to take advantage of you. And then the timing of it, okay? The timing of it makes it even better. So I think I told you about this a week or two ago, that somebody was talking about a Barstool or Dave Portnoy coin or something. Like I was tagged
I don't
in, or
remember.
the podcast or something. It was an account that had been set up like the day before.
Okay.
Had no other posts, and it was just like tagging people saying, the Dave Portnoy coin is coming out. Make sure you click this link. And it was clearly a phishing attempt.
Okay.
They wanted to steal people's information, steal people's money. They were going after the FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. And I saw it and I tagged Dave Portnoy. Of course, we're a small fry. We don't get any responses, even though several Barstool employees follow my account. I don't know why.
He's waiting for a round of applause, guys.
Golf clap. Golf clap.
Okay.
So why they follow me, I don't know. And I'm sorry if this is offensive to the ones that are watching this. I didn't know who you were before that. So it's not like I consume a lot of Barstool content. I see a little bit, but Dave is kind of the face of the organization, which I didn't even know that he actually had sold off. And then he ended up buying back the company.
Okay.
That's a whole nother story for another day.
Okay.
Right.
So anyways,
Dave, I guess 2 days ago now, released the jail stool something. And I only learned about this because it was in the trending topics on X when I was going to search. When you click search on X, it shows trending topics, and there's two tabs. There's global and then for you.
okay.
And it was the first one that popped up. And I was like, what is jail stool? Thinking that maybe, because like Pizzagate, all these other like gate.
No, it makes me think don't drop the soap.
What is
so it makes me think of some terrible stool situation
what was
in
President,
the
what's his
jail.
name? Watergate.
Yeah.
So I thought
Pizzagate and Watergate were not synonymous, Andrew.
No. Do you know what Pizzagate is?
No, what's that?
That's a story for a different day. Probably not even for this podcast because we'd probably get wrecked for it. But
I don't know what that is.
think Watergate, but worse.
Okay.
Like way worse.
I've never
way
heard of
worse.
Pizzagate.
Way worse.
Okay.
Think of the worst thing that you can think of, and that's probably it. Okay. So when people mash two things together like that, that's the first thing that comes to my mind is, is like Dave Portnoy going to jail for something, right?
Okay.
And so I clicked on it, and the first post that came up was him talking about how he's in his hotel room pumping up the price. He was invited to like Sports Illustrated Super Bowl party and this other Super Bowl party and this other Super Bowl party. And he's like, I'd rather be in the dark in my silk sheets. And he's talking about how he's holding his coins, and he promises he's not going to sell them because he's not just trying to get rich. He's trying to help everyone get rich. And
after he just lost a bunch of money on his Bills bet.
yeah, the $1 million bet. Yeah. I mean, what is $1 million a day, Portnoy? Probably nothing.
Still.
He bought Barstool back for less than he sold it for. So we still made a lot of money.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyways,
so that's going on. Then you have the Haktua thing coming back up, and you have Kanye talking about all these meme coins and shit coins, as they're also called. Which, okay, let me ask you a question, right? If I were to present you with a product, right, that I'm telling you is going to make you money,
okay,
and then I tell you it's a meme or it's shit, is your impression going to be positive?
I would laugh in your face.
Yeah, exactly. What sane person is like, yeah, let me go buy a meme car.
Yeah. Sounds like a 12-year-old came up with it.
Let me go buy a shit Ford or a meme Toyota. Nobody's going to do that. Right?
Yeah, it sounds like a 12-year-old came up with it.
Exactly. So, I don't know. I think it's going to be something to watch because realistically, he doesn't have to sell.
Okay.
Because it's only going to positively influence his net worth, right?
Okay.
So his ability to finance and take on other loans and investors and other ventures, assuming he never sells and assuming the price never tanks, it's only ever going to be positive for him if he holds.
Okay.
I guess I don't see him selling off.
TBD on that, I guess.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Okay.
Check out next time on. But, all right, have you ever even considered investing?
Hell fucking no. Not in Bitcoin or meme coin or shit coin.
Why not?
Because it's all dumb to me.
My favorite thing. So I think it was 2016, 2017. No, 2018. It was right. It was 2017 going into 2018 is when it hit like $60,000 or $80,000 a coin. That was the highest it had ever been.
I don't understand how you can't get into your account. I just don't understand.
So you have to have cryptographic keys and there's checks and verifications and stuff. It's not like logging in. You literally have to have the device, the physical device. So people use what are called offline wallets, which is like my keys that I use for my physical, the Titan keys and stuff for my accounts. It's like that. You have to have the physical encryption key to unlock it.
Okay.
So even if you had access to the account, if you can't unlock it, you don't have access to the account.
Okay.
And there's no way, at least at the time of recording this in 2025, that you can brute force it.
That's wild to me.
Yeah. It would take more computer power than what the universe has and has ever had.
Wild.
Yeah. Which is why initially governments didn't like it because they couldn't get access to what you were doing. However, because the ledgers are public, now they love it because now if I transfer you whatever coin, it's publicly available information that anybody can track and they don't need a warrant.
Okay.
So where everybody's like, oh, it's secure, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it is. And it's there forever. If you wanted to go and buy something that you're not supposed to be able to buy because you can't pay for it with money, like dollar bills, I'm saying, like your credit card, you do it with cryptocurrency. And people used to say, oh, it's untraceable. No, it's the exact opposite of untraceable. It's the most traceable. There is nothing untraceable about cryptocurrency at all. Never will be. So the way that people try and get away with crime now is that they pool accounts. So if I wanted to make a transaction with you for something that's illegal, I send my money to these people and they make the purchase so that it doesn't look like it's coming from me.
We are not condoning that.
No, I'm not at all. I'm just vaguely explaining how this works poorly. Right?
It's all dumb. It really sounds like a 12-year-old came up with this whole concept of meme, shitcoin, Bitcoin, blah, blah coin.
I loved watching when everyone was buying in 2017, 2018, when it was like on this like spike like this. And then over the course of 2 days, they all lost their money. Because what sane person, when their cryptocurrency hits 100, 1,000 times more than they bought into it, why wouldn't you sell it off? You have to know it's not going to stay there. And they're like, I'm going to take my opportunity. I'm going to sell off. And you have nothing to lose when you do that, because if you sell off and then the price tanks, you can buy back in at the bottom again and do it again.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you saying that you are interested on getting in on the Barstool coin?
No. What have I said forever? Longer than you've known me. There's only two things anybody should ever actually invest in long term.
Gold.
Yep.
And land.
Yep. Those are the only two things in the world that matter.
So start buying more jewelry for me.
Yep.
And pick up parcels of land.
Yep. The government wants land. Other governments want land. And everything you use and touch today requires gold. It's only ever going to continue going up in price.
And I will happily wear it all for you.
Yep. You're going to be like Jordan Belfort's wife.
What?
Wolf of Wall Street, when they were seizing all their assets. And
oh, yes. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's uncanny how similar it is to like the stock market and stuff like that, so the reason it looks like an MLM to people is because it basically is. Mm-hmm. The only way, if I'm an investor into the stock or into a coin, the only way that I can make money is if I convince other people to buy. So they're always pushing, guys, get in. Guys, the price is good. Bro, guys, here's the range at which I would buy and here's the range at which I would sell.
You sound like such a bro.
Because they have to do it. If they don't do that, if you, me, whoever don't buy in, they don't gain money, they potentially lose money. Right. Now they're out. And it's the same thing with an MLM, right? Guys, buy my product. And it's what did I think, did I ever tell the story about the guy that was selling for Advocare or Herbalife, one of the two? Mm-mm. So his rebuttal to me about why their product costs more than a more premium product sold at like GNC or wherever else, he said, and I quote, and before I quote this, he said this with a straight face, thinking that this was a positive. It's a talking point that they told him to say. Okay. We spend more money on our product packaging than other people do on their product. If you're fucking stupid enough to spend more money on the packaging of your product than other people spend on the actual product, you're a fucking idiot and you're dumb for telling me that that's a good thing. How
that's
stupid
wild.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say the ingredients that go into it, like something of value at least, not the packaging.
We spend more money on the box than what the actual product is. Okay, then you're a fucking idiot. Why would you do that? Why would you think that that's a positive for anybody?
And that's not a selling feature.
Yeah. And if you were convinced to buy because of that, I don't know what to tell you.
Right. We made it pretty. Yeah. So when it sits on your counter, you will smile at how pretty it is.
Yeah, we employ more people in product development and the box lab than we do in the actual chemical lab.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's not good. You're telling me that you spent more money on
that
cardboard.
You have a shit product and you're trying to make it look pretty.
Yeah. Jeez, man. So, yeah.
No, you have never told me that story.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I haven't talked to him since then either because I straight up laughed in his face about that. Yeah. And I believe that I haven't seen those companies around a long time. Have you?
Yeah. Which one though? Herbalife or?
Both of them.
So Herbalife, they were doing directly through people, but then they started popping up in like smoothie shops, and I say that in quotation marks because I know a guy that has one of those. Yeah, so his wife they market themselves as a smoothie shop, only you walk in and everything is Herbalife. Yep. So you're just picking what flavors it's getting mixed, and so they like rebranded, I would say like 2019 era to that.
I actually think I remember also seeing them popping up like a Walmart or something.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Like they were, I remember reading and maybe also watching something about how they were trying to get away from the MLM aspect. Like they were trying to become a real company. Mm. Hopefully it failed.
Who knows?
So yeah, The whole thing. I remember like, they're like, oh, I'm going to this convention. I was invited. I'm a top seller and I'm this and I'm that. I'm like, dude, all you're telling me is that you're the best at like scamming people.
Yeah.
That's not something I'm like proud of you for. Hey guys, I recruited 10 new people. Cool. Good job. I'm sorry for them. I remember my buddy and I were recruited like when I was in like high school for this. I don't remember what it was like a drink company. And we went to this yacht club in we actually drove past it. I took you guys past it. And walked in and we're like meeting all these people and they're like talking about this stuff. Me and my buddy are just kind of like laughing the entire time. We're like, why?
What kind of drink?
It was supposed to be like some cleanse drink or something like that. I don't remember. This was seriously like 20 years ago.
Gotcha.
And so we go in there, we're meeting all these people and they're like, oh yeah, I'm the owner. And of course, when you're 17 and my buddy was 19 at the time or 20, something like that.
It's cool to meet the owner at 17 years old. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, hey, come check out my yacht. My Lamborghini's out in the driveway and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, okay, cool. And then you get to talking and listening to some of them. And then I had a conversation with my dad about, I was like, this shit seems like a scam. My dad was like, that's because it is.
Yes. If it seems like it's a scam, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all the boss babes who sell the pink drink and, oh, it's all about empowerment and all of that like brainwashing mindset.
Yep. And to be very clear for anybody listening, the only way anybody makes money is for other people to lose money.
Exactly.
And if you're not the first one in, you are the one that's losing money. Unless you're the second wave or third wave or fourth wave or whatever. Each time it tanks and people buy back into it because they think it's a good investment opportunity, you're the one that's helping facilitate, especially the people that were in early on and have continued to ride. The people that are like the first and it works tend to like never sell until they're ready to be like, well, I got $1 billion now. I might as well get out. And sorry. And now, where do you think that money comes from? It came from you. It didn't come from thin air. It doesn't just exist.
Yeah.
It doesn't get created. It's you gave it to them.
So it sounds like we're surrounded by a lot of scam artists in general between the meme coin, shit coin, MLM scams.
I mean, the banks are scammers too. The banks, when they give you a loan, that money's created out of thin air.
Okay.
When they give you a loan for a mortgage on a new home, that money is created out of thin air. It doesn't exist.
But you're equating it on the same wavelength of an MLM scam and Bitcoin and meme coin.
Well, the only difference is, one, you can't live without because you don't have any other option.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it good.
I didn't say it was good. I wouldn't say it was a scam,
That's part of the reason for inflation is because we just create money. And every time somebody takes out a home loan on a home that's completely overpriced, it just adds to the inflation. So it's
we're next.
Self-fulfilling circle jerk.
Now I have a visual. Thank you. Thank you for that beautiful visual.
The conversation from last night again. You don't remember that? Talking about the human centipede, but for blowjobs. We almost live streamed our game night, which would have been really funny. We're considering doing it next time. That we didn't want to pop it up on everybody who was coming over to just have a good time and have some drinks. And some of the stories that were told can't be told in public.
Yeah.
So
no. Yeah. We were not able to live stream that.
Yeah. So they're like, hey, can you edit that? I'd be like, it's already on the internet. Sorry you were assassinated. I'm not saying that like...
No comment. Anyways, so we do not condone MLM scams. Nope. We do not condone Bitcoin scams.
Nope.
We do not condone scamming in general.
Correct.
Do you have anything else to add to
Anyways,
this?
if you guys want to invest in the He's Wrong, She's Right coin, let me know.
Yes. If you want to invest in our podcast, not our fake coin, in our podcast.
LASIK, if you guys are talking about that, I responded to you. LASIK.com reached out to us and asked if we were interested in some sort of partnership.
If they want to scrape off the top layer of my green eyeballs.
Sorry that it took me like 7 days to respond. I didn't see it. It got buried. And then I was going back through and looking. I was like, oh, I completely missed this. It was like the 27th or 29th of January they reached out. Yeah. So, if you're watching, sure, we're interested in at least hearing what the opportunity is.
I'll be your test subject.
We both wear contacts, so you're like kind of right up our alley. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next episode where we still are not rich because we're not ripping people off, unfortunately.
Fortunately, that we are not ripping people off. Unfortunately, that we're not rich.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you go back and watch all of our other episodes because, leave comments. Go check out the rules for the 4,000 subscriber giveaway. Don't let that pass you up. And we do hope, assuming we can hit that on the 15th like is intended, that the subsequent 30 days, if we can do it again, that would put us at 5,000 on our 1-year anniversary of the podcast.
That would be amazing.
Yep. So thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye. My coin. Just kidding. Bye.